Good day, everyone. This is Mary Jane B. Ermitaño, and today I will discuss about waste management. What is waste management? This is the collection, transport, processing, recycling, or disposal of waste materials. Waste management program helps manage hazardous chemicals, radioactive and medical and other waste safely and legally. We have two types of waste. Waste includes all items that people no longer want or use, which they either intended to get rid of or have already discarded. Many items can be considered as waste, like household rubbish, sewage sludge, waste from the manufacturing activities, packaging items, discarded cars, old television, and even garden waste or agricultural waste, old paint containers, and others. Thus, all our daily activities can give rise to a large variety of different waste arising from different sources. So the first one is solid waste. It is defined as any waste that is dry in form and discarded as unwanted. Okay, example of solid waste are plastic, styrofoam containers, bottles, cans, papers, scrap irons, and other trashes. The second type of waste is liquid waste. These are the chemicals, oils, wastewater from ponds. That includes human waste, runoff or the storm water waste, industrial water waste, and other form of water waste from different sources. The classifications of waste according to their properties. The first one is biodegradable, are those that can be broken down or decomposed into their constituent elements by bacteria and other microorganisms. The term can be applied to both liquid and solid. Examples of this are the human and the animal waste, food waste, paper, and agricultural waste. Next is the non-biodegradable, any discarded item that cannot be broken down by living things. So non-biodegradable trash are accumulate in the environment because it cannot return to its origins. Next is the classifications of waste according to their effect on human health and environment. The first one is the hazardous waste. These are unsafe substances used commercially and industrially, agriculturally, or economically. Example of this are the paint, motor oil, pesticides, drain opener, prescription drugs, air freshener, and batteries. Next, non-hazardous. These are papers, cardboard, lining, wrapping, paper packaging, or absorbents. Non-hazardous are safe substances used commercially, industrially, agriculturally, or economically. You might be confused of all the classifications and types of waste. How waste management really works. To better understand waste management, let's use this waste management hierarchy model. What is waste hierarchy? The waste management hierarchy represents a systematic order of managing waste according to what's best for the environment. But how exactly does it work? The waste management hierarchy is a conceptual framework designed to guide and rank waste both individual and the organizational level. It gives top priority to the waste prevention, followed by reuse, recycle, recovery, and finally, disposal. The hierarchy helps us rethink our relationship with waste based on 5 priorities ranked in terms of what's best for the environment. This is often illustrated as the 5-tier inverted pyramid. The waste management hierarchy replaced the traditional waste management approach of the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle, expanding into a 5-step process where most preferred actions at the top, which is avoid or reduce, and reuse. These are waste avoidance, and the least preferred are at the bottom of the inverted pyramid. These are the waste management. By following the waste management hierarchy, organization can extract the most benefits from their products and services while minimizing their waste output. But what does each stage of hierarchy mean? Number 1, reduce or avoid means reduce total waste that created in the first place. So the waste management hierarchy places a top priority on reducing or preventing a much waste generation as possible. So this stage encourages industries, communities, farms, government to reduce their uses of raw materials to produce goods and services. Example of avoidance are the disposable materials or the one-time use materials like the straw, plastic cups, and others. Okay, now can you cite example of product that you can avoid or reduce? Okay, please type in your answer on your chat box. Okay, the second avoidance of waste or the second level is the reuse. Preparing materials for reuse in their original form in the second best approach to waste management. Okay, so we reuse materials as many times as possible. Aside from reducing your landfill impact, reusing materials allows your farm to avoid spending on new goods or raw materials or paying a provider to dispose of your waste. For example, you can reuse a bag or eco bag. So eco bag can be reused many times as possible as eco bag as a bag, and the plastic or the glass container can be used repeatedly many times as possible as container, and that is reuse. Now, can you give your own example of materials that can be reused? Please type your answer on the chat box. Next is recycling. Recycling involves processing materials that would otherwise be sent to landfills and return them into a new product. It is the third step of waste management hierarchy because of the extra energy and resources that go into creating a new product. In our home, for instance, we can recycle old tire and egg tray that can be used for planting vegetables. Okay, the fourth one is the recover or recovery. Agricultural residues can be recovered from waste as solid fuels such as wood or charcoal. Crop waste can be used to produce biofuel or biogas, as well as heat and power through a wide range of well-proven technologies. So if the waste material cannot be reused or cannot be recycled, we can move on to the next step, which is the fourth step, which is recovery. Recover energy from the waste. The last step is dispose. When all else fails, materials that cannot be reused, recycled, or recovered for energy will be landfilled and incinerated, or without energy recover. This is an unsustainable method or undesirable waste management because waste that sits in landfills can continue to have a damaging environmental impact. Again, dispose is the least preferred steps. The most preferred step is waste avoidance, which is avoid, reduce, or reuse. Regardless, class, of whatever something is considered waste, waste avoidance is more important than waste management. So we must keep that in mind. Now let's move on to the environmental laws. The first one is the Presidential Decree, or the PD 1152. PD 1152 has further mandated specific guidelines to manage municipal waste, such as solid and liquid, sanitary landfill, and the incineration and disposal sites in the Philippines. Next, Republic Act RA 6969, a law designated to respond to increasing problems associated with toxic chemicals, hazardous, and nuclear wastes. Next one is the RA 9003, or the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act. In partnership with stakeholders, the law aims to adopt a systematic, comprehensive, and ecological solid waste management program that shall ensure the protection of the public health and environment.